Fabio Grosso can put this penalty away, then the Azzurri will win the World Cup. Italy are champions of the world.
To Fabregas, surely now, Spain have won the World Cup for the first time in history. It is France. Allez les Bleus. All rise. The Deschamps double is complete.
Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of our World Cup mini podcast series on the Footy Fans podcast. Andrew, Santo, and Joe coming at you. This is Wednesday night recording, the day before Canada's third and final group stage match of the 2022 World Cup. It's been a hell of a ride so far for us. Obviously, the emotion of the first game and like what that could have been.
Yep.
Going into the game against Croatia on Sunday, huge, maybe not expectations, but we knew what we needed to do. The game against Belgium, we didn't know what to expect from us at all.
Mm-hmm.
Going into Sunday, we kind of had expectations because of how we did play on the Wednesday, sorry. But then just what happened on Sunday was not good.
No.
It was not good. For all of you who don't know, a crushing 4-1 loss to the Croatians means that Canada will not progress into the round of 16 of the World Cup. But that being said, we got to see the first goal ever for Canada. Alphonso Davies kind of redeems himself from the first game PK miss. We had some spells where we did seem like we could hang around a little bit, but that last 15 to 20 minutes of that first half, I was watching the game with my dad, and like we were just sitting there like, this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could really see the class difference, and I think maybe come tomorrow's games when Belgium and Croatia do face off against each other, maybe the Croatians will emerge from that game. Obviously, Belgium, when we came in looking at it, Belgium was the top of the group from us, like from our standpoint, from our predictions, I think. But the Croatians, the way that they've been playing, mind you, the game against Morocco wasn't the greatest, but the game against Canada, they really showed different class between us and the midfield and just how to control the game properly. Obviously, Luka Modric is top notch, and he really put that on display. But what are your guys' thoughts? I know it was obviously crushing from our standpoint, but is there a silver lining from this game we can kind of carry on to the next game and carry on like after the World Cup, you think?
I don't know about any silver lining in the Croatia game in particular. I think, obviously, maybe the goal, scoring our first goal is about it. I think just as a whole, though, I think there's a lot of things Canada can take from, competing in this World Cup. And just some of the performances they did put in, particularly against Belgium, where, we've had some spells where we look really good. And I think it gives us some things to build on for 2026. For me, I think I mentioned it last podcast where I was really concerned about Croatia's midfield and what they were going to do to Canada's midfield. And that kind of just came out in full display against them. I was mostly concerned about Modric, but I think Stakio did a pretty good job of keeping him as quiet as it could. He obviously, I think, still impacted the Croatia side a lot, but it was more so Kovacic just running havoc in the midfield. He's making runs from deep and getting past our lines and just running at our D. So it kind of unfolded kind of worst case scenario for Canada, but maybe a little bit in terms of what we expected from Croatia with their solid midfield core. But yeah, I think from my perspective, I think our D needs the most work going into 2026 because, like you were saying, end of the first half, they were just picking us apart all over the place.
And I think looking at the stats, it kind of goes with that because we had more possession, allegedly, 52-48 for us. Passes were the same. Pass accuracy the same, but then you just look at the shots, 13, 10 on target for Crow. So they were like we were very exposed against them.
And then just for the record, ours is also 8 shots, 2 on target.
Yeah.
So there's a separation, right?
Yeah. I think that just goes to, really the big problems. I know it's a basic, but like our defending, sometimes we just get very cut open. And it's very easy to get scored on. You look at Crow's goals, all of them were in the box, I'm pretty sure, which is kind of unfortunate. And yeah, other than the goal, we're not really threatening, to be honest. So I think that's what we got to work on. We got to find like a more goal scoring threat, and we got to shore up stuff at the back. Luckily, we have 4 years to do it, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's definitely things to build upon for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like we came in and this is how we played against Belgium and how we got exposed.
Yeah.
It's not like we just got blown out and our goal differential's -10 and it was a poor showing and everything. Like we talked about it at length before on the last podcast. We should have won that first game just by the way that we played, just overall gameplay. The finishing wasn't there, which is what's the most important thing in football, but just from the actual game as a whole, we played so good. And that's why the hopes were so high coming in on this one. But you knew Croatia would bounce back.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see tomorrow how we do match up against Morocco, because coming into this group, I was like, wow, like Morocco's going to be like our sure win if we're going to get one.
Yeah.
But now, like seeing them play, they play very well defensively. Since their coach has been there, I believe, the last 4 years or something, he's been there for as a Morocco head coach. I think the last calendar year or something, they haven't allowed a goal. Or something like that, some crazy stat line. In the last like 12 games or the last 6 months or something, they've allowed no goals in all competitions. So, I mean, that's obviously like a huge bonus going to a World Cup tournament play. And yeah, it'd be fun to see like how we stack up against them. I'm sure Herdman will change the lineup a little bit, get some guys some playing time that maybe haven't got a crack at it yet. Maybe give Osorio the start in this one, or I heard like Larea might play more. Like he might go back to Hoyle instead of Laren. Like he's gonna change it up probably. I mean,
yeah,
it's obviously not house league, but like if you're there as a player and like you don't get a crack at it, like a couple minutes of playing time, it's gonna be really unfortunate.
Yeah, especially if your team's already out and you have like
exactly like
not a whole lot to play for.
Yeah, the circumstances are definitely in for the reserve players for going to this last game, but
yeah.
I mean, coming in off air, we were talking about how Canada could probably, surprise some teams maybe and play spoiler for the games tomorrow. Win against Morocco would really help Belgium. Obviously, try and get into the round of 16. Morocco could get in with a draw or a win, I believe we said. Belgium has to get a definite win, but if they do draw, we would have to beat Morocco by 3 goals or something. There's a lot of implications going into the game tomorrow. Games tomorrow, sorry. So it's obviously still something to look forward to and watch. It's the last game that we're going to see Canada play. Hopefully we can end on a high note and on a strong note. But going back to this game in particular, I don't like to use this as a talking point because I don't know how accurate it is, but I've heard it before. Is scoring too early a bad thing sometimes? Like obviously scoring goals is huge. To score a goal is great. Like you would never say no to a goal. But as hot as we came out, we scored in the second minute of the game.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like Canada was blaring 2 minutes before that. Davies comes in, rises like a salmon, heads to the back of the net. Like awesome finish. Like I barely even got my ass on the seat from Canada until we scored again and I was back up jumping up.
Yeah.
So that was cool as hell. But then you knew from that point on Croatia was gonna be like, okay, we gotta win this game. Like we obviously tied our first one.
Yeah.
We're Croatia. We're not a favorite, but we're expected to come out of this group. We're going to be on the front foot now. Like even harder or faster than what they planned on doing in their game plan.
Yeah. And
Canada didn't just sit back. We didn't just try and like score one goal and then defend. We tried to get forward and get chances, which maybe exposed us a little bit in the midfield. But again, is it not the greatest against a superior team to score early? We've seen it against Man City before. And going back to the Premier League, Man City gets down a goal in the first 5-10 minutes, and then it's 85 minutes of like just a non-stop attack because they can.
Yeah. No.
It's not my take. I've heard it in pundits, discussions
it's just
before.
how the team reacts to getting scored, like how the team reacts after they score, I think. Because you're not going to obviously not try and score for an allotted period of time. Because I look at the goals that got scored. I mean, if you can defend, it shouldn't be an issue. Like me and Santa were talking. I think all 3 of their 4 goals came from nutmegs.
Yep,
which is
through the legs. Yeah,
that's just is what it is. If you can defend, especially if you do score early and you do decide, okay, let's defend and soak up pressure because the other team's going to go on the front foot. then you just have to defend and be organized and do that really, really well. Yeah, there's no downside to scoring first unless you react badly to scoring first.
And other than Vittoria, our defensive core is like very young.
Yeah.
Like Alistair Johnson's 23 or 24, I believe. Who's the other guy back there? I forget his name already. Miller, yeah. Miller and Larea playing back there too. Like I think Miller's 24 or something. Like they're all very, very young. So come, 2026, as we already alluded to, they obviously will be more poised and a lot tighter back there. But yeah, it was hard. It was hard to watch. Like we got exposed. Atiba Hutchison really showed his age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was times when he was just literally jogging around the pitch.
Just like jogging back. I'm like, what are you doing?
Like he's supposed to be our center defensive mid. I know we lined up in a 4-4-2 for this one. Obviously, once the game gets going, it gets changed up and switched. But Hutchison's meant to be like a center defensive mid solid player. He's meant to be a Busquets or a Patrick Vieira or like not a Gattuso so to say, but like he's there for defense. And he didn't defend.
No, and that's the thing where like we got exposed in the middle with like there's a few times Kovacic just literally ran by him.
It wasn't even a run, but it was a skip to my loo. Like it was so easy.
Yeah.
It was there was a couple. I wouldn't go as far as to say embarrassing because he's still a professional athlete, but like some plays were like, okay, man, like like it was the 35th minute and he looked like he just played 90 plus.
Yeah.
It was hard. And I mean, in his case, he's 39. He's the captain. He made 100 caps, I believe. I think this was his 100th cap for Canada. Was this game or something like that?
Yeah.
He's gonna play.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's just it. Where the rebuild that's going to happen. Well, not the rebuild, but like the new influx of talent we're going to get for 2026. I think that's really going to help because there's a lot of promise right now in a lot of areas of the field. So, we talked about it, I think, last podcast where all the kids that are 18, 19, 20 right now, you're going to get a few of them in the next World Cup as they start coming into their early to mid 20s. So it's again a lot of good things to build on. But it's kind of bad. Well, not bad, but it's not ideal where we just like didn't have a run. We just like lost 2 games. And I was kind of thinking about it, as we were talking. I don't know how much Herdman's going to change the lineup against Morocco. I think we could likely see just same lineup as if we had to win this game, because I think if there's anything Herdman wants to do, he wants to get some results from this World Cup. I don't think he wants to leave with 3 losses, and I think he's looking at this Morocco game as like, hey, let's get, bare minimum a tie or a win so we can come away with something from this tournament. Because I think coming away with 3 losses is just like, it's almost like regardless of who he scored, he's looking away with 3 losses and got like literally nothing. I think he wants to be the guy to get a result at a World Cup, because that's going to be, real baby steps. We score, next stepping stone is, let's get some result and not lose all of our games in a World Cup. So I could definitely see that being his mentality, which I honestly think it will be. Because to go 2 World Cups in our history, to go 6 losses out of 6.
Yeah.
It's 100% record.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not the 100% record you want.
That's a good point. Yeah, finishing high is definitely something that's going to be on Herdman's list. He's very passionate and very very passionate guy, right? He wants to give the fan base something to cheer for. He wants to give something to the players to strive for. And you never know. If we beat Morocco by a good amount, if Croatia beats Belgium, let's say, by a good amount, we could finish 3rd in the group.
Yeah.
Tied on points with Belgium, but better goal differential. So, again, there's a lot to play for tomorrow. Like I said, Canada can play spoiler or savior for either Croatia, Morocco, or Belgium, depending on how the final result comes. But, I want to see some goals. I want to see some good Canada play.
Yeah.
For sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Joe.
No, hopefully, no. I was going to say hopefully they win. I could. Well, no, that wouldn't really. Well, I could. I mean, to be honest, I do think Crow's going to and Belgium, a good one.
It's possible.
To be
Yeah.
honest.
They played good.
Agreed.
I said, that game against Morocco was a stinker if anyone
Yeah.
watched it. But they could come out strong against Belgium. Belgium hasn't impressed me at all,
No.
to be honest.
Croatia could just dice them up more than dice up Canada with the way, considering how we played against Belgium. If we had that many chances against them, and if they show up how they showed up against us, Croatia could put like 4 or 5 past them again, and that would not be good. So and that could give us a chance to finish third in the group, which wouldn't be terrible.
So I know this is completely hindsight 2020 stuff and hypothetical, but knowing that this was the first time we were CONCACAF champion qualifiers, we qualified first, obviously. USA was second, I believe. Mexico third. Costa Rica was fourth.
Yeah.
So let's just play like devil's advocate. If we were to finish in either one of those other spots, second, third, or fourth, if we finished second, we would have been in a group with England, Iran, and Wales. If we finished third, we would have been in the group with Argentina, Poland, and Saudi Arabia. And if we qualified fourth, we would have been in the group with Spain, Japan, and Germany. Are we emerging from any one of those groups? Based on how we played, maybe it's tough because it's based on 2 games, right? It's based on the hell of a game we played against Belgium with no result, and based on the game against Croatia where we kind of shit the bed a little bit, but we scored a goal.
Maybe the England, Iran, Wales group, but maybe. But Iran definitely nothing to slouch at.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's more or less the same. Granted, looking at how I think Belgium, no disrespect to them, I think their ranking and their name, I think maybe holds more weight than their performances because they just don't really perform at these levels.
Well, they never have.
Right, and that's the thing. Like
they made a Euro quarters, and that was it.
Yeah. So, granted, we win that game. Sure, we lose to Croatia, solid side, and we beat Morocco. That was probably our best chance, I would say. That Belgium game was just I
don't even know.
That was a game you lose in the year out of the World Cup. In hindsight,
Right.
If we would have known what the performance was going to be like, because that's you control a game, you miss a PK, and then you're out of the World Cup. I don't think you can expect to go through when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not many groups here that have 2 European sides either, Group D had France and Denmark, Spain, Germany, us, Swiss and Serb. That was it. Half the groups had 2 European clubs, and obviously the European competition's way more difficult to qualify in, way more competitive in the European qualifiers for the World Cup as well. So yeah, you never know. In a Group B match of England, obviously powerhouse, but yeah, alongside Iran and Wales, I guess that's European. Wales, who's obviously they showed up, they played pretty hard, but they just didn't have the class either or the quality. It would have been interesting to see how we would paired in that group. Obviously, when you're qualifying for CONCACAF, you want to win.
Right.
You're not trying to shoot for third place. You're not because you have no idea what the outcome is going to become for other groups and all that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say if we did do this, if we didn't get the first place spot, if we didn't, I don't even want to say overachieve because our qualification process, we played our asses off.
Yeah.
And we deserve to be there. Our style of play, our performances, it showed that we should have been first place. We didn't just kind of backdoor sneak in. We were dominant the entire qualifying season, if you want to call it that. But if we didn't do as good as we did, we could have been in a group with England and Iran and Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, the only way that USA did get through is by getting that draw against England, which I don't know if we would have really done.
Yeah.
USA did what Canada almost had to do, draw, and then get a final win.
Yeah. Probably not. And that's what's so strange. We just showed up against the USA.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were just probably going to go through in their group, which is very odd. But no, it just comes back to we had the way the Belgium game went. We had to do what the USA did against England in that game.
We had a chance to win that game too.
I know.
Like we had a chance to
Keep
play
going back to
complete
it.
spoiler. It's gonna be. I think the Belgium result is more disappointing than the Croatia result. To be honest.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
in hindsight of like how the tournament looks, how it's gonna play out for us and for the other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the disappointing one. That's the shocking one. That's the crushing one. That's the final blow. Like Sam just said, that's like the one that you would play as like your last game if like you just can't get over the hump kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was our first game. We came out so hard, so strong.
Yeah.
Second game was kind of like the hangover game for us, where we just got destroyed and exposed, maybe a little tired, get a little gassed, whatever it is. Also, Herdman's comments probably didn't help.
No.
You know, I think the fire under Croatia's ass too. But we played so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Very unfortunate.
That's the World Cup. That's the World Cup, though,
That's
right?
how it goes.
So now that we are at this stage in the tournament, though, half of the round of 16 countries have qualified for the next round. Just round them off right now. It is Netherlands, USA, Argentina, Australia, France, Poland, England, and Senegal, all progressing to the round of 16. Those are also the matchups coming next week, I believe. I think the final group matches are maybe Saturday.
No, Saturday, December 3rd is the first two round of 16 games.
Okay.
Actually.
So the group stage matchups will end on Friday. Set the table for the qualifying round, the real nitty-gritty stuff, the real exciting part of the game. We see extra time in this stage of the tournament. We see shootouts, which I'm sure will come up.
Yeah. First PK shootout of a tournament's always like it's all of a hype, you know.
It really is. Like, I mean, I don't know about these ones. These are gonna be some. I don't know. It's gonna be a tale of a lot of games. Like Australia showed up against France, and then obviously did what they had to do in their final match. What was it? They beat Denmark earlier in the day. That's a bit of a surprise. Denmark not going through the next round there.
Yep.
I think Phil actually had them as like his wild card team. Phil's an idiot. But yeah, Argentina coming off that first game loss against Saudi Arabia kind of set the table for them and show what they had to do in their next upcoming matches. They obviously got the job done against Poland today, which kind of just solidified their spot in there. They got the job done against Mexico, winning 2-0 on Saturday. So that kind of hiccup got averted. For Argentina's side, but other than that, man, like Poland, they kind of snuck their way in there. England's pretty dominant. Didn't really see them not qualifying, even with that draw against the US.
Yep.
Senegal, hell of a game against Iran. Against who was it? Qatar. Yeah, they beat Qatar 3-1 to progress. And Ecuador just kind of narrowly didn't qualify. They tied Netherlands 1-1. They needed, I think, Senegal to only win 2-1 or something. It was kind of a goal differential one, I think.
Yep.
Which is always fun to watch. No, maybe not. They got through with 6 points. Ecuador had 4. I don't know. It was fun though. It was good shit. The Senegal fans were going nuts. Yeah, they're really fun. They're just keeping the rhythm of the drums going almost like 90 minutes.
Yeah,
there's guys dancing in unison for the whole 90 minutes. So it's kind of crazy. And then Netherlands USA is the other matchup. I think it's kind of obvious like who we think is going to go through from these four games here. But could we see maybe an upset? Could we see a Senegal upset England? Could we see?
There's always an upset.
The USA, there's always an upset. Can we see the USA beating up against Netherlands and maybe taking that one to an extra time? Poland and France too. You know, European matchup. It's always going to be tight and play tight. Argentina, Australia, the two A's.
I think
almost the same name.
Australia, England, Senegal are probably set. I think with Argentina, they've been playing really well the last two games after that hiccup against Saudi Arabia. I think they have just that fire, and especially Messi. This is last World Cup.
Is it?
I don't know.
Well,
before
is it 35?
Before you continue, did you guys see the PK today?
Oh, Messi's PK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you see how he got the PK?
Yep.
Oh, is
crazy
hit to the face?
So
crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to that in a second. But I think Netherlands, USA, we could see an upset by the US. And then France, Poland, definitely see some magic happen in that game.
Poland, I mean, even though they lost the match today against Argentina, so I got the A's already mixed up. I'm looking at that. I said Argentina. I meant Australia and Argentina. They played defensively pretty well. Szczesny is obviously not world class anymore, but he's still a good goalkeeper, and they played pretty strong defensively. And they got that guy Lewandowski up top who can kind of do anything at any time.
Yeah,
all he needs is one chance, right? So yeah, the Poland France game also could be a little tight one.
Yeah. But no, to Joe's point, yeah, I mean, cross comes in, Messi goes to head it, he heads it, and then split second after, Szczesny comes and Szczesny's hand is out to get the ball. He missed it, and it's not like he had a fist and punched Messi in the face. His hand just kind of as he was coming down went across Messi's face. I was baffled that was given a PK because one, there was not that much contact, and two, Messi already headed the ball.
That was my thing.
And Szczesny made a little bit of contact after. So I don't know how that was deemed PK, but Szczesny came out huge on that save,
big time.
That was sweet.
Yeah, super strange. Did you see it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. My thing was right away. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe. Obviously he did make contact. That's not.
Yeah.
I thought Szczesny may have got a fingertip to it, which would have averted everything.
Yeah.
But I guess he didn't. But yeah, Messi already got the header off, and he skied it. It wasn't even I don't know. There's times before, if the ball's running out of bounds and a foul occurs, it's well, he wasn't going to get there anyway, so they don't call a foul.
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of thing, but he got the header off and he put it a million miles in the sky.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because Szczesny hit him, because it was afterwards.
Because you see tons, because I know it's not really the same thing as a defender or a striker getting to the ball first, touching by the goal, and the goalie wiping out because you don't get the shot off. But how many times do you see someone in the box get a shot off and they clearly get fouled after, but they shot the ball? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had the advantage.
You had the advantage. You shot the ball. So it's just I don't understand. Like you said, I don't understand why. Because he headed it, the ball goes out, and it's not like it was dangerous play by Szczesny. He kind of hit him with his pinky.
Yeah.
So
was there much uproar from the Argentina side as well, or did they just kind of?
I think so. I think just because
I kind of forgot that part. Were they demanding that they go check VAR, or?
Yeah, they went to go check VAR just because Messi goes down. Which, how much of it is because it's Messi?
Yeah,
I don't know. Just very. So I'm pretty happy Szczesny saved it. I mean, in the end, it's kind of doesn't really matter because they lost, but Poland still goes through, which is nice. Because I wasn't fuming after. I was just there's no way.
Yeah, Szczesny's reaction to when it was given, he's just standing there baffled, ball in his hand. Because what's he supposed to do? If you're a goalie, you have to come out and reach for the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And was it hand to face or face to hand? There's just so many arguments for the other side of things, right? In the VAR room, is there another guy on the other side of things? And maybe, I don't know. Is it just one? I still don't officially know.
I think there's four people and another. There's some head. I don't know.
Should there be 4 people? Should there be a committee?
I don't know, because there's so many opinions.
That's what I mean. VAR. Again, how much time? Okay, we've been on this podcast for 28 minutes. How much VAR talk do you think we want to put aside? VAR is so frustrating because it's not supposed to be biased. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be It's supposed to be
objective.
Objective, not subjective.
Yeah.
Right. But there's always going to be one guy who's very, very left or very right, and it's are they debating in the VAR room? Are they making the final call? Is the referee the one who actually gets the final say, on the monitor, or do they tell him what the call is?
I think. First thing I'll say, and that's the thing with VAR, it's not supposed to referee games.
Really seems like it does that, though.
Yeah, it does. And I'm not sure, for this, it's not a clear and obvious error by the ref.
Because it was so, like you said, it was a pinky, I think. So it was such a small touch.
I don't know why, if he goes there and sees it, I don't see how he can say like for sure, like, oh yeah, like he's clearly fouled here. Which I don't know. Are you watching it?
Yeah. So just watching the. Oh, that was a nice shot. But yeah, just watching the replay here. I mean, ball comes in. Szczesny's doing everything, just going to reach for the ball.
Full eye contact on the ball as well.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even check for Messi. Like,
Look.
he didn't even try and make
Yeah.
a foul. He just went for the ball.
Yeah.
But this is kind of like a big ball, don't lie,
No, like
play by
that's a
Szczesny,
huge-
right? Like, what a big save.
I know, like that's a really good PK. I mean, mid height, hits with a lot of power. I don't know
I
how.
don't think it was a good PK. That's like the goalie's wheelhouse of like that height. Like, that's not even mid height of the net. But then that's kind of softy with McAllister in the second half.
Yeah, but like to get your hand, like
Yeah, he put a big mid on it.
Yeah.
that's
But that's like right in the goalie's kind of wheelhouse spot. That's what my dad would say. Put in the wheelhouse. Like, if you miss a PK, you fucked up. Like, you put it right in the ideal spot for goalie to dive and make a save.
Mhm.
Because if he dives high, he almost catches it. If he dives low, he's got to put his hand up and he makes the save still.
Yeah.
But regardless, good save by him. Justice served.
Yeah, and that's huge, obviously, because like the way that Argentina came out second half, if Poland would have lost that game 3-0, then they would not have qualified, I believe.
Well,
Well,
that would
because
have been the case. But then
yeah.
Saudi got one back against Mexico. So
I told Pete he has to buy a Saudi jersey for next game
yeah,
because that was a big saving grace for him.
Yeah.
He's having a good time. Where else do you want to go here, guys? What do you want to talk about? You want to do like a little like preview kind of thing of like these 4 games? I mean, obviously, the final group stage or the final group stage of games has not been played yet, but just from our point of view here, Netherlands look pretty good.
Yep.
Their group was maybe one of the easier that we saw. Senegal, Ecuador, and Qatar being in that one. They finished with 5 goals for, 1 goal against. That young kid that they got there, the heck's his name? Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
He scored at least 2, maybe 3 goals, I think, for them in this tournament. Hell of a little player there on Ajax. He's already got a lot of talks. I think Manchester United is already in rumors to get him. They're a team who has like that young core of like De Jong and him.
Yeah.
Going forward, and they have the old guys, De Ligt, and on defense too. Obviously, then they have the older players like Van Dijk and Daley Blind, obviously there, and who's the winger there on PSG on Barcelona now.
I don't know.
Winger on Barcelona, Dembele?
No,
Or on which team?
on Netherlands.
The guy on Barcelona.
This is terrible.
De Jong?
No, this is fucking terrible.
Depay?
Yeah, Depay. Thanks, Joe. Memphis. Thank you. He's in Barcelona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuck am I talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's kind of getting older a little bit now. He obviously had a lot of. He's 28, but he had a lot of clout in the last World Cup and European Championships. So they're kind of like a weird side. Like they kind of got, like I said, like a mix of young, old, and like mid-range talent or mid-range age in their talent pool. But I don't know. Like I said, the USA, man, like they're a very, very young team.
Yeah.
But that shows like their energy is like really high. They play well structured, and they could sneak out. Like I said, maybe an upset game in this one, maybe an extra time, maybe a shootout one against Netherlands. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I could. If anything, I could probably see this game go into a PK shootout. I think could even see it 0-0 with this one, just seeing these two teams cancel each other out. But yeah, I think like I said, France and Poland is another toss-up for me, but I think right now Argentina and England are going to go through for the other two. But that's why we like watching it, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Could see Australia just come surprise team, be the black horse of the tournament.
There's been enough upsets this World Cup that we don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Do we think England's good enough to make it deep from what we've seen so far?
I think so. For me, they look like they're really well rounded this tournament. So I think we could see them go pretty far with what's happening, especially with what's been happening with a lot of teams. I mean, granted, Spain and Brazil are just like on fire right now. Spain did have that draw against Germany. That, I was a little surprised by it. I thought Spain was really going to hand it to Germany with just the way they've been playing. But I really want to see England match up against Spain or Brazil to see how they hold up against them. Because for me, especially Brazil, they're just on another level this tournament.
Yeah, they played really well.
Yeah.
Very impressive. I think they're the only side left that has the potential, and Portugal, to win all 3 matches. Because France was 2-0, and they... Wait. Who did France lose? Oh, yeah, France lost to Tunisia. Yeah, France were 2-0 going to the final matches here. England, they weren't there. Netherlands drew their final game. Yeah, Brazil and Portugal are the last 2 teams that can win out.
Yep.
For their group. No, they've shown that this is kind of like the resurgence year for Brazil, because they had that debacle against Germany in 2014, and then the 2018 the Neymar memorial game and all that crap was just kind of a farce.
Yep.
In most people's eyes. So I think this is like their comeback to like we're like a powerhouse team.
Yeah.
And we talked about it in our preview episode how they are another mix of really young and really old, but like really good talent.
Yeah.
Still, and this is like the core of Silva and even maybe Neymar. Like he's on his way out, but definitely he's going to be 4 years older next World Cup. He'll be 34, I believe. Thiago Silva will be 56 at the next World Cup too. So this is probably his final one. But yeah, they're a good team. And it wouldn't surprise me if we do see them go pretty far. I think they still were the betting odd favorites.
Yeah.
I think when the World Cup began, it was them in France, I believe. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw on Facebook, there was a guy who apparently he's a quote time traveler or something. It was by Lad Bible. You guys know that?
I
Facebook
do,
post?
yeah.
It was by Lad Bible. This guy's like a time traveler apparently, and he had video footage with all like the current World Cup graphics. And it was a video of like him in the stands or something, or him like filming his TV saying that Brazil won the World Cup 2022 against France 2-1. And he posted it. And I guess he's done this before a couple times, like before major tournaments, and he's actually been right the last couple years.
But it like
it's not real. It's like it's a made up video, I believe, but like he recreates it like pretty good.
But that's like when he recreates the video of the final that he's filming on his TV, like can you see like, oh, that actually looks like Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I wonder how he does it.
I don't know. It's kind of wild. I just read the article and they don't like divulge like how he does it kind of thing, but like they say, well, this guy's a time traveler. He just done it the last couple of years, blah blah blah, and like his predictions are actually right, or his videos are actually true. So he predicted, or he time traveled to December 18th of this year, and found out that Brazil is going to beat France 2-1. I think Marquinhos scores. It was Marquinhos and Griezmann, and I believe it was. Oh, I forget. Someone scored in the 85th minute for Brazil to win or something.
Yeah.
That's what it said on his
All
time
right, we'll
traveling.
see if Lad Bible time traveler here is
Just throw a little free ad or free promotion to Lad Bible like they need it. But they're a fun follow on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, England, what I've noticed by them is that they're kind of doing it by committee. Like Rashford and Foden getting the start against Wales obviously proved big dividends with them both scoring. That's Rashford's 3rd goal. He's leading England, I believe, in the goal scoring tally. They kind of brought on like a whole slew of players in this one because they could. Like we saw, like Henderson got the start in this one as well.
Yeah.
Gave Mason Mount a little bit of time to rest up. Trippier came on off the bench. Calvin Phillips came off the bench. Callum Wilson got in for Kane later on in the game as well. I think the only guys that haven't played so far, Conor Gallagher, Connor Cody, I can't remember say his name. Bukayo Saka. Didn't play in this one at all. Maybe he's like resting up a little bit. save them for the round of 16 because Canada or England already knew that they're going through against. Well, they didn't know, but they had the confidence that they're going to go through.
Yeah.
Going into this match against Wales, so they could afford to rest up some guys a little bit and just kind of see how the match played out, and then obviously get their substitutes when they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've shown pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 2 goals against Iran were like squeaky bum time goals.
Yeah.
Didn't really mean anything. So if those are the only 2 that they give up at this point of the tournament, like this shows that their defensive line can hold pretty well, even though Harry Maguire is playing, which is crazy. They're going against the Senegal side, who's going to rely heavily on pace and probably counterattacking abilities.
Yeah.
They could maybe expose that back line with John Stones and Maguire not being the fastest of guys. But, they got Pickford back there, who, again, goals weren't really his fault, so you can't say that his play has been too bad. He hasn't really been tested very much.
Yep.
And I just think, like, their class, kind of like how Croatia and the Canada game panned out, Senegal's going to run on adrenaline, and England's going to run on experience.
Yeah.
Which is, like, that Croatia side definitely has it. Like I said before, they were World Cup finalists 4 years ago, and a lot of that core still remained. So they just have the pedigree, they have the experience, they have the class. That did show against Canada, and I think it's going to be the same thing for here against England going forward against Senegal, and even whatever the next stage would bring in the quarterfinal, whoever they match up against, it could be much of the same thing as well.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's the one thing that's really interesting for England is that I think in the past their defense, maybe particularly with Harry Maguire, were getting really exposed in tournaments. But they do seem a little more solid this time around, and we know that their attack is really good. But I think one thing that might happen with England is if they play a team like Croatia, I think you might see a similar situation with Canada and Croatia where you'll have Kovacic and Modric just run around, the likes of Rice, Henderson, who else they got in there?
Bellingham.
Like Jude Bellingham. You could see another situation like that if they play a team that has a really solid core in the middle, just because I don't think they have like the experience and I guess the quality that's like Kovacic and Modric. So I would be interested to see what happens if they were to play a team like Crow.
Yeah, would be interesting. I think Crow...
They haven't been tested yet at all.
Yeah.
England.
I think a team like Crow could expose them, to be honest. They showed their quality. I know Canada didn't play the best, but yeah.
I've been trying to find online brackets that show like winner group A plays winner group B kind of thing.
Oh yeah, just not.
I can't find it. Like,
yeah, I don't even know.
Like obviously a lot has to pan out still, correct?
Yeah. I think second in our group plays France.
No, France is already playing.
France is playing against Poland.
Okay, that's not right then.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Was this
right there? Yeah, 1E.
So first of E plays second F.
Yeah.
I gotta get another table.
Second E.
First E plays second F. So potentially Spain would play second place of our group.
Yeah. So it could be Spain against Crow, Morocco, or Belgium, depending on all this pans out.
This kind of makes sense, like for this stage, because it's like A plays B, A plays B.
Yeah.
C plays D, C plays D. Like they just swap the first and second place.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the next round.
Oh. I think this is it. Right here.
Yeah, scroll down.
Winner of 53 plays winner of 54. I don't know which one's 53 or 54.
Yeah, it gets all technical and it gets all like annoying.
Yeah.
Why are you calling it 53, 54? What is it?
What's this one? I don't think it has the game number. No.
Yeah, this is the FIFA website, so it's not very good, not surprisingly.
Which one's 53?
The FIFA official website does not give you proper information. Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, maybe we'll find it.
Yeah, we'll post it.
Here's another. Here's
See
ESPN.
all the get a diagram of all the possibilities here.
Oh, this one's terrible.
No. Yeah, this has the same thing with numbers. Oh, no, but it has the numbers next to it.
Okay.
If you go up. 53. Yeah, and then you go there. Winner of 53, winner of 54. So 53 is winner of Group E and runner-up of Group F. So that's Spain against, like, Morocco. So either the winner of Spain and Morocco will play the winner of Group G and runner-up of Group G, which is...
We're going to look far down the line here.
Yeah. Brazil
and Ghana? Switzerland, Portugal?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But then same for the winner of those two, like, would they go against each other then? Like the winner...
No, the winner of G.
The
It's
winner of
annoying. They don't do a good job here. This is confusing.
No, so it's 53 and... Yeah, and that's 53 and 54.
Is this 53?
No, down. Winner of Group E, runner-up of Group F.
Oh, okay, correct. Okay.
And then it's, so let's say Spain win that game, and then they would play the winner of Group G and Group H.
So
which
yeah,
might
so
be,
they could,
it could be Spain, Brazil in the
Spain,
quarterfinal.
Brazil, December 9th.
Maybe, if I'm reading this correctly.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's condensed to your like two groups that are next to you.
I think so.
Like 1A plays 2B.
It's going to come to the quarterfinals.
2A takes
I'm
1B.
like, wrong.
The winner of that goes to the next quarterfinal. Like
Yeah.
Like Netherlands plays USA, England plays Senegal.
Yeah.
If Netherlands and England both win, they go to the next round.
Yes,
They
but
play
they
each
don't
other.
play each other.
Get the fuck out of here. All right, well, we'll let the FIFA bracket see how it fills out on its own, I guess. I'm trying to do too much prediction in live real time. Not very good. So yeah, game tomorrow. Like I said, Canada expectations. Just finish strong, finish hard.
Mm-hmm.
Try and win. I kind of do want to see Morocco go through, which like sucks because like I want us to play good. I want us to win.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see Morocco go through other than Belgium or Croatia.
Mm-hmm.
Can that happen?
Yeah.
Yes, we just need Croatia to win.
Yeah. If Croatia wins, then it doesn't.
Oh, then Morocco can do anything.
Yeah,
then it
Morocco
doesn't
can
matter.
lose.
So let's. Oh, I don't want to say this, but let's go Crow, and then let's go us.
Yeah.
Because yeah, Belgium's annoying.
Yeah.
Like in our preview show, we talked about them being the golden generation, and I think Phil said that they have a lot of pressure. I think.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. Phil said they had no pressure coming in this World Cup because they aren't aging side, and maybe the sights aren't on them. I said the flip side that they do have a lot of pressure because this is their last chance
Yeah.
with this core.
Yeah.
With this core of players. Like if they don't get it done now, then like it's a rebuild from Belgium.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Total rebuild.
So I think they have the most pressure now as this being their final chance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's going to inevitably happen. I mean, it is strange. Like, even if Argentina doesn't win, you're going to see Messi without winning a World Cup. You know, with Belgium, you're not going to see De Bruyne winning a World Cup. So you have, I mean, granted, it's like who else is in their country? Argentina, I'm a little more surprised with Belgium. Like, to see a country like Argentina not winning a World Cup while Messi's there is really surprising. But, you know, that's the nature of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might just come down to a lot of players play domestically still in Argentina as well. And just the caliber of play is just not the same as playing in Europe.
Yeah.
Like being European, you have an automatic advantage because you're playing majority of your games domestically, like either in your host country that you play for or abroad, but still somewhere in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
In Argentina,
true.
it's like if you're playing for like River Plate, like yeah, it's good, or it's not even Brazil.
I think River Plate's Brazil.
Okay, Boca Juniors.
I think it's Brazil.
Okay, fuck you, Joe.
I don't know any.
I thought Boca Juniors is Argentinian.
I don't know.
No.
Boca Juniors is Argentinian.
Are they?
No, I'm pretty sure.
91%
they're
positive.
Brazilian.
91%.
Argentine, yeah.
There we go.
River Plate? Good draw pretty quick too. That's the first one I said. Anyways, if you're playing for those clubs, like obviously you're playing for like the best team in your country, but like you're playing in Argentina.
Yeah.
You're not playing with the likes of the Barcelonas and Bayerns and Tottenhams or Liverpool, whoever. So it's just a little bit different competition.
Argentina. Andrew got me.
Joey just doubted me twice in a row. That's come on, son. I play a lot of FIFA in my life. I've seen these teams, but yeah, I just think Argentina their golden generation's also kind of slipping off. I don't know who's going to take the reins for them. Same with Belgium, I guess, too. Mm-hmm. Like a young 21, 22-year-old stud. I don't really see it in their window for right now. But the legs of England are always going to stay strong. France, they're set. They're pretty good for life. Netherlands kind of have a rebuild stage going right now, or they're going to have one. USA, big-time rebuild stage right now. So this is kind of an overachieve. Maybe not overachieving for USA because that group that they did get dealt. But I don't think they saw themselves going to a possible quarterfinal. But they've arguably got a pretty good draw against Netherlands in this round. So we'll see how that pans out. And Senegal, Australia, let's go.
Yeah,
play a little upset maybe. It'd be fun still. And obviously we have all the group stage matches also Thursday and Friday to look forward to and to talk about the winners on our next podcast episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. See what transpires.
All right, so we good, boys?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I want to thank everyone for listening. You can get the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, put up on YouTube as well, the audio version of this. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Footy Fans Podcast. Fans spelled PHANS. We will chat next week after all the week's action.
See everyone.
See you.
Ciao.
We'll be right back.